What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? We're back with another edition of the RC9 interviews. RC9 at 9. It's your boy RC in the place to be. And in the words of Biggie, baby. Hope all is well. We have a special guest that's gonna be joining us tonight, Nichole from New York. She's going to be joining us. We're going to get into her and what's going on in her life as a model, as an influencer, as a creative. All good things fashion. So sit tight. We got a good one tonight. Let's see if we can get her in here right now. Send her this invite. Christmas is around the corner. For y'all. Y'all ready? What's going on? Let me know what's going on. Got those Christmas gifts popping off or no? Nichole is in the building. Nichole, here she go. Let me get in this room right now, and the rest will follow. If you build it, they will come.
Hey there.
Hello, Miss Nichole. How are you?
I'm doing well, and how are you?
I'm about as dandy as a dandelion. All is well, ends well, and if it's not well, I'll throw up my hands, sail well, and keep moving. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You can't make me change my mind.
I hear you. I definitely hear you with that. Say it twice.
Good evening. Good evening. It's good to see you today.
It's good to see you as well. It's been a while.
Yes. It's been a long time. We got some things to talk about tonight, so I'm going to officially welcome you to the RC9 interviews, RC9 at 9.
Thank you. Glad to be a part. Glad to be a part.
That's right. So, for a few more people to come up in here, I know they usually stroll in around time. I'm sending invites out, and those who join in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to come on in. And
yeah, definitely.
They're coming in right now. Y'all know what to do. Have any questions or comments? You can put it in here on the chat, or if you have any specific questions, go ahead and look at that question mark down there, and go ahead and ask it. And we'll have a time in a section where I'll allow you to address those questions. Okay. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. So, Nichole, just introduce yourself real quick, your name, where you're from, and we'll go from there.
Okay. My name is Nichole. Last name Wallace. I live in Long Island, New York. I model. I'm a brand ambassador for Brooklyn Isla Jewels. I act. I pretty much say that I do it all. I'm a Swiss Army knife. So creative directing, whatever you need, I got you.
Wow. She said a Swiss Army knife. That's a new one on here. Somebody never used that one before. I'm a Swiss Army knife, man. I do it all. Whatever you need to be done, I get busy. So you said
exactly.
You said you were in Long Island.
Yeah. Which everyone, people from the city don't consider it part of New York, but we're very much part, paying high taxes too. Don't.
She said, don't get it twisted. We a part of New York too. I understand what I'm saying. We have our own island. There's an island. They say Staten Island. Okay, they say Long Island. They say, oh, you way out there.
I mean, it's a decent trip, but it's good. I mean, where I live, I'm straight. I'm really close to the train station, major parkways and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's location.
I remember as a kid, my great grandparents used to live in Long Island. I remember for holidays, we used to take that journey out there, and it seemed like it took forever. As a kid, you in that car forever. I'm like, are we there yet?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a far trip. When I've been in Manhattan and everything like that, and come out here, I'm like, I see it, and you're not even that far out going to Riverhead and everything like that to the outlets and stuff. So,
Are you from New York?
No, actually, I'm from. I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, and then we moved. My mother was in pharmaceuticals, so we moved when I was about 7 to California. So I live by the beach over there, and then from there, my grandparents had gotten sick, and so we moved to New York from there. But I've also lived in other places for college and stuff like that. So I've lived in Virginia, I've lived in Pennsylvania, Florida.
Wow,
So
you
it's
was
good,
all
been good to be
over.
able to travel. Yeah, I love traveling. That's one of the one of the great things about being able to be able to travel, to see different places. It's beautiful. And I'm excited to be able to do more of that in the year of 2021. So I plan on I was thinking, well, I've been putting it out there. I'm doing a total East Coast tour. So from
Mm.
Maine all the way down to Miami. So we'll
Now, is
see.
this like is this like East Coast tour like a personal tour for yourself, or just for what you do with your modeling and everything else?
For my modeling, I do want to do a modeling tour, working with different photographers outside the box. Because I really want to branch out creatively, with more. I'm interested in doing like cosplay and different things like that.
Okay.
I've done lingerie, fashion,
Mhm.
and I really want to do more creative out of the box shoots. Maybe with adding prosthetics and things of that nature. So yeah.
Wow. So wow. So when you were talking about how the different places you've been in California, Florida, in Maryland, all those different places remind me of somebody who's like they call them military brats. You have a father, somebody in
hmm
the military, and he just move all over the place and around. So you said, but you're originally from Maryland.
Yeah, good old crabs, but I used to not really eat them like that because I didn't. It used to hurt my hands and get like all the Old Bay seasoning in my cuts and everything like that. I'm like, I'm not eating crabs unless you're breaking them open for me. So, but now I know my way around a crab, so it's gotten
Exactly
good.
my way around. So how was that like? Being a young like moving like how old were you like the bulk of your moving and what age frame was that?
A lot of it was during like elementary school.
Mhm.
So it was a transition. It was definitely a transition. Because I'm often being told that I'm too friendly to be a New Yorker. Like you're not really from New York, are you? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And they just said that I don't have that. I have that smile when I see a stranger kind of thing. So, I mean, it's been interesting to learn how different people treat each other and get to know each other. And I mean, it was hard. I'm gonna say to be able to have steadfast friends. A lot of my friends are from high school or college. If some people say, "Oh, I've had that friend since elementary school," don't really have that experience because I was moving around so much during that time.
Wow. So with moving around, I know it's a challenge moving around, like starting and stopping, like meeting new friends, and you gotta. So how do you think that has helped you even being an adult? It has its pros and cons because you can't say, well, I've known this person since I was like 6 years old. We've been friends since first grade,
Mm-hmm.
and you always constantly have to make adjustments.
Well, I mean, it's really what I've learned is how to be able to have a conversation over anything. You know, um, really, moving around a lot, you have to be able to get acclimated with people pretty quickly, or try to make friends and everything, and not to maybe just like stand out. So it helps. It's really helped me to be able to get to know people by being quick to be able to say, "Oh, nice sneakers," or "That's a nice dress," or whatever case might be to start up a conversation. So that's what has afforded me.
Wow. So,
hmm
so now you are, you here in Long Island, New York. You moved all around, so that means you got a lot of different experiences from different parts of the country. From East Coast to
Yeah,
West Coast. Um, like out of
definitely.
all the
I love
places
the
you,
heat.
you said,
I love the heat. I love the heat.
I,
So
I
I
was getting ready to
mean,
ask you, out of all the places you've been, like, what's your favorite place to live in?
I mean, it's not my favorite place to live, but it was Florida because I enjoyed the heat and everything. When I mean, they can be backwards as fuck. Not even gonna lie. But a lot of the people that I met were really cool. So if I could be around those people all the time in Florida, then that'd be great. But I love it for the heat, for the sun. But I just love traveling in general. I've gotten to travel, overseas and everything like that. And that's really what I would like to do with my modeling is also go overseas, eventually. So I'm working and building up towards that.
Wow. Have you always been interested in fashion and modeling? Has it been something from like a child up, or is it something that you know eventually grown into later?
Actually, I enjoyed acting a lot. I did a modeling when I was younger. Did like baby modeling and everything, like for Sears and stuff like that. As
Okay.
from the clippings that I see, not something that's really memorable to me. But my family is very, my family stresses education.
Okay.
So that wasn't, so even though I was bitten by the acting bug around 3 or 4, that wasn't the focus. The focus was education, coming from a family of doctors, lawyers, teachers. That wasn't, they were looking at longevity. So,
Wow.
I ended up, just focusing on school, um, getting my bachelor's, going for my master's. And then really focusing, and actually this was like a fluke almost, because I was like, I enjoyed acting, and I did a lot of like, I was registered with Central Casting,
Okay.
and so I did background modeling, I mean background acting,
Mm.
like on Power. You can see me on the first episodes. That was exciting. I've done Law and Order, so those different kinds of things. And it was, like I said, it was a fluke because I was just at a event, and a person, his name is Tyga, he's no longer with us. He's like, "Oh, have you ever thought about modeling?" And I was like, "I used to do it when I was younger." He's like, "Well, you should really look into it. You should really look into it." And became kind of like my mentor, and I like followed him around a lot, and I got to meet a lot of different people. Andreen Williams, who has her own modeling agency,
Wow.
just a lot of different people. And it was fun. And so it actually was able to be a getaway from my
Okay.
regular day-to-day life, because I do therapy as a
Okay.
full-time job, mental health counseling, substance abuse counseling, marriage and family. Like that is what I do. And I just wanted to get away from that and get out of that side of my brain. I wanted to like do something else that was going to be more creative, and be able to play around and go outside of boundaries,
Right.
so, which
So
is
so
not
so
always
so
the
you
case. And
so your creative
mhm,
part, you getting outside of your day to day routine. So you know we
right.
know that field dealing with mental health and therapy. You know we hear stories about how you could easily get burnt out in that field. And how you can
Hmm.
really you know it drains you. So you found that being creative was a way to balance yourself
Correct.
also.
It was a way of my self-care.
Mm.
And then it just grew into a passion, honestly, to be able to express myself, and really get in touch with my femininity as well, because I had a real, not say ugly duckling phase, but I had a phase where um, like I didn't see what other people saw, or they would always try to make me like, I was around predominantly white students and white friends and things of that nature. So they were all constantly like picking at me in a certain way. Why don't you wear makeup? Because at that time I didn't wear makeup. I was a tomboy, like straight up and down. So, and they didn't understand that. These are preppy girls and everything like that. They don't get it. So, it wasn't actually until college I started actually playing around with makeup, So I'm actually still learning. People say that I'm pretty good now. This is my own little beat here, but for the most part, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do my eyeshadows and stuff like that. So as I get into modeling, and find more of myself, I just realized more so who I am, and I get to play around with that. And that's part of what my K Nicole brand is to showcase, and other women as well, because we're often so confined into boxes that we're
Right.
this and we're that,
Mhm.
and we are multifaceted. And I feel like,
Absolutely.
I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they were like, "I see that you're doing a lot of lingerie. You don't want to be pigeonholed into that." And I was like, "You're right. I don't. But I want to be able to still celebrate my beauty, my love for my body. And we should all celebrate ourselves, whatever size that we are. We should celebrate it and rejoice in it. And I just want to be able to express the creative side, because our bodies are one of the most beautiful things, is with us it's with us all day long.
Right.
We have to enjoy it. We have to enjoy the skin that we're in, because a lot of times people, we're in the age of altering our bodies, correct?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point in time, I need to love who I am, because I'm all natural, you know,
These are all
and
natural.
I
Don't
have,
misplace it here. Okay.
so, and, you know, I have to be happy. Like I made a post, you know, about me having a little booty. Like, I'm happy with this little booty. It's not going nowhere. I'm
And when
not
they
going to
when
get
they
plastic
say little
surgery
booties
to
matters,
change it.
right?
Yes, exactly. They matter. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, I'm happy with who I am. And it took me
Right.
a while to get to this journey, you know, and I'm able to celebrate that constantly in my art, you know, and it's just evolved into a different stories, because I first got into modeling because when I had locks, and I was like, I don't see many locked men or women on the covers of magazines.
Mm.
Like, I don't really, I see, you know, I see the loose naturals, you know, I might see braids here and there for, you know, hair magazines, but I don't really
Right.
see, you know, locks going on the front page of Essence and stuff like that.
Right.
And I wanted to be one of the women that are able to do that, be able to break that wall through and show, like, locks are just as gorgeous as any other hairstyle. And it might even be more
Absolutely.
freeing, because I can just wake up in the morning, put some rose water in it, and just go about my business. So,
That's right. So
you
how
know.
tell me this? How do you like what you're doing? You say you in the field of therapy, right? And dealing with
Hmm.
mental health. How do you balance that? Like, because you're going hard. You know, I see you on your social media and the shoots you do, and it's not just you taking pictures. It take time, preparation, hair, makeup, nails, whatever. Just the whole scenery and know what you want to execute, and that takes a lot of time itself. That's like a full-time job in itself. So how do you balance that and be as consistent as you are with your job?
It's challenging. It's very challenging. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I have to wake up pretty early or go to sleep pretty late to make sure that I meet all my objectives for that day, you know. And I'm thankful that I have the kind of job where it allows me that flexibility. You know, where I can make my own hours. So, I mean, not everybody has that flexibility to make their own hours. They have to punch a clock, and I don't really have to. So, you know, I'm blessed, you know, and that's why I'm thankful, you know, and it's just like, and, not to, like, I put it on my page and everything, but I'm getting choked up again because I had a death in my family,
Mm.
recently. And it's like, why I feel myself winning and everything like that. My family's going through deficit. So that's what I'm dealing with right now, having that,
Mm.
being able to rejoice for myself, but at the same time being able to mourn and still be there for my family, you know. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. So, but it's difficult. It's difficult. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I'm focused, and my actions and movements are deliberate. So, um, I'm moving there. I'm moving closer to my goal. It's taken some time,
Right.
um, because I'm putting all the pieces together, but it's explosive and I'm ready for it. That's why I
Well,
said,
first
like,
of all,
everyone's like saying 2020 is my year. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My
no,
apologies.
you wait, yeah. No, I just want first of all, I just want to send my condolences to you, for that what you're going through in your family, and it's prayers
Thank
to you,
you.
your family definitely. Also, um, is you were saying like it's like a bittersweet, why you're winning over here, your family suffering over there, but at the same time you doing what you're doing is also keeping you, as you said before, from your job, keep you level-headed, keep you stabilized, because now you have an
Hmm.
outlet. You don't get too tipped over this way too much, or tipped over this, you trying to keep yourself in the middle. Somebody got to be level-headed some way, right? So it's part of
Exactly.
your stuff
Exactly.
there. It's part of your own
It's
stuff
going
there.
well. I mean, like I said, I'm blessed.
Mhm.
Hmm. It
So
is. I mean,
how
even this
how
is,
tall
and like I
how,
said,
how
it can be
tall are you?
crazy. I'm five
How
eight.
tall are you? Five
Five
eight.
eight.
Wow, your picture looks
Mm-hmm.
like you about 6'1".
I know I have long legs. I'm more legs. I have a very short torso, so yeah. But the long legs, yes.
Wow. So you're doing your thing over there. You're holding it down, and what keeps you going? Other than the fact that you said you need an outlet, there's more to you than just your professional career. What keeps you going? What goals have you set in place that helps you stay focused and be like, you know what, I'm gonna keep on pressing on, because I know it hasn't always been easy. And I mean, if you want to talk about some of the challenges you have even started into like taking this modeling seriously, what are some of the challenges you had to overcome and face?
Well, that's a two-part question. What keeps me motivated is the fact that I am making a difference. To aspiring models out there, you know, because even I feel like I'm still aspiring. We're constantly growing and trying to build ourselves to another peak, and that's what I'm doing right now. And to the aspiring models out there, they tell me like, oh, okay, you know, thank you for giving me that tip. Thank you for introducing me to that photographer, or telling me how to fix my posing or my walking. And, you know, even the magazines, like, you know, people will say, oh, you know, congratulations for the magazine. And I appreciate that. And I thank them for that. Because really it's to push the magazine out there, and also to show models that if this is a magazine that you're interested in, you need to pursue this magazine and submit.
Right.
There are magazines out here that you can submit to, you know. You have to get your quality up and everything like that. And that's what I talk about within those videos. But it's important that you share this information. I mean, certain information, yeah, I'm going to have a charge to it, but most of it, I feel like you can give that information for free. There's a wealth of knowledge that we can give, and I feel like we as a people sometimes say, I'm going to keep my secret to myself. I have a success here, and I'm going to keep that close to the cuff. I'm going to keep it close. And it's like, what's for me is for me. So if I can share this with them, if I can share this knowledge, then the only competition is myself. Like, why do I see them as competition? They're in their own lane. They may have their own focus. What they're thinking about is not the same thing I'm thinking about. So, you know, I just really feel like, so, I mean, that's what it is. That's what motivates me. And what has sometimes discouraged me is the height requirement, because I'm still considered short. Because I'm 5'8". I'm not 6 feet for a woman. Well, sometimes I want 5'11", but you know, 6 foot. And also I'm not a size 2. Now, I was having a conversation with some other models and photographers, and I'm considered plus size. Like, if I go to Europe and everything like that, I'm considered plus size. Yeah, even though I'm a size 4, I'm considered plus size because I'm not a size 2. So you have to really be a certain size, you know, to really make it over in Europe. And the thing is, what's so funny is that it's like you have one extreme to the next. You either have to be super skinny or you have to be super curvy. So you have to be bigger, like a size 12 or, you know, 24 or something like that. So it can be difficult in this industry to be able to place yourself and say that, you know, where do I fit in? Where do I have to, you know, where do I go from here? And I'm happy being a plus size model. I'm happy, like I said, being in the skin I'm in. So that's sometimes challenging, and we of course understand that there's colorism. So you know, so I sometimes have to deal with that, and that's a whole nother story in itself, you know. And you have to, and that's just something that you have to deal with. I mean, like I said, they're just slight roadblocks, you know, and I'm doing my own way of just blowing it up. You know, I have my own dynamite and just blowing up shit. Like, I'm gonna, you know, so I'm not worried about it. Like I said, what's for me is for me. So if I get passed up for it, it wasn't for me. I'm not gonna, you know, get upset and everything like that. I used to be like, oh my goodness, why they always picking this one, or, you know, the curly hair, the da da da. And it's like, why am I even going that route? Like, stop thinking negative, think positive. Like, it's just not for you. Yes, they have a certain sight of the model that they see, and that's what I have to do. No, and that's what models have to understand in general. Like, if you're passed up for something, it's not because you're not a good model or they just don't like you or anything like that. You just might not be the type that they envisioned when they came up with their setup. And that is just, that has nothing to do with you. But we take it personal. But I'm just saying that's something that, you know, everybody needs to know. That's what this business.
That's what anything anybody builds. Like, you building a business, you hiring employees. You know, that's why it's called the interview process. You just don't fit the bill. It's not what I'm looking for, and it's the same thing. Somebody just asked a question here. RSVP Cass asked. He's asked, "What do you do in your downtime? Do you consider yourself a thrill seeker or laid back?"
Oh goodness! Like I said, the balance, moderation is everything. So, thrill seeker and like wanting to stay like home and chill. Like, I might be a thrill seeker for like a whole week, and then the next week be inside sleeping and everything like that, just vegging out and everything like that. So I have my balance. What was the other part of the question?
And he
I
said,
thought there was another part to it.
basically, he said you consider yourself being a thrill seeker or laid
Oh,
back.
oh, and what do I do in
And
my
what do you do
spare
with your
time?
downtime? Yeah.
I like, I enjoy reading. I enjoy watching different movies because I like to write short stories. So I like to watch movies and see if I can already just examine the plot and know what's going to happen. So that's kind of like why I watch movies, not really for entertainment piece, but to
Also,
analyze and everything like that. And it's enjoyable. I like that, so that's what I do. And what female can avoid shopping? So that's what
so
I
what
love to
female
do
can
too.
avoid shop? I know that's right. So, and even everything that you're doing, everything you're accomplishing, I want to know what is your opinion about the term, or what people say, self-made? Because there are a lot of people out here independent, doing their thing, grinding, doing their own research, their own due diligence, and is trying to make a way for themselves. Because it seems like people either hold back information and don't want to open the door for you, so you gotta bust them down. So do you think there's a such thing as being self-made?
I mean, there is to a point, but everybody has a person that has been their ladder to another, to another rung. So I just feel like how much are you self-made? How much that's it's all to a point. So I feel like people that can say, "Oh, I'm self-made because I grinded hard, and really made the connections that I needed to make," because you have to network.
Right.
So I would say, you're self-made in the fact of your, of your hustle, of your, of your grind. But to say that, I'm here because of myself and nobody else,
A little bit
that's
much.
going a little far. That's going a little
Right.
far.
Ain't
So
nobody
yeah.
help me with this. I did this by myself. Ain't nobody help me with
hmm
this. But
I mean, you have to appreciate the people that took the time to see what was in you, because they're the ones, that helped you get there. It's like I see this whole Meg the Stallion thing going on right now, and it's just like, there was a team that saw her before Rockefeller saw her. There was another
right.
team that saw her, and she, you have to sometimes appreciate them and have some kind of loyalty and everything, towards those people that saw something in you when other people didn't.
Wow. RSVP Cast said, do you feel like the colorism you may experience is direct or more so just shade?
Mm, no, no, no. Because when I see the finished product, I get why. So it's not like I feel some kind of a way really, because that's more so with music videos, not gonna lie. So I understand why. I mean, that whole um rap music era, like they're looking for a particular female, and I know I don't I don't fit
She said,
that
and I
particular
know.
I
She
don't
said, let's
fit the
be
bill
clear.
on that. I don't fit the bill on that. So, I'm only going to twerk for my man. So, it's just not going to add up that way. So, it is what it is. So so I get it, in certain avenues, but not to be, yeah, let me keep that to myself. Like, not to be cocky, but, I get most of the stuff I go for, I'm just
Right,
saying, but there is colorism out there. So, and I have to acknowledge it for what it is.
right. All right. And I just want to, welcome the newcomers who's just coming in here. I see a lot of people just want to check in. Thank you for tuning in to the RC9 or RC interviews. We are here live with Nichole. She is an extraordinary
Hello.
model and influencer from, well, by way right now, of New York in the
Yeah,
house.
exactly.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
here
and like I
chopping it
said,
up.
and I'm actually, like I wanted to just share with you because I'm on here and everything like that, with my new brand that I'm working on, because I said, the mental health and caring about being a model and even like hair growth and health and everything like that. I have my brand, I always say it after my lives and stuff like that, and after my videos, always keep your crown straight. But that is actually the name of my LLC that just recently I put together and everything like that. So I'm very happy. I'm hoping to launch
Yes, we
everything
actually want to get to
on.
that. Hold off on that real quick,
Oh,
because I'm definitely going to touch on that. I'm not going to let you
okay.
down.
Okay.
But because I want to get to that because I'm all about promoting, black businesses and especially
Okay.
entrepreneurs. Especially one reason why during the quarantine, why I went hard on the interviews was to highlight
Thank you.
people who are doing things in our community, and so we can support our own. But one of the things I want to touch with you, as far as your model, we're gonna stick on your model just for a little bit more, then we're gonna transition.
Okay. I'm
Because I know
sorry.
a lot of people who are on here, they probably looking, and we see models all the time. We see people say Instagram models and people like yourself. You're a published model. You're not just a model out here. You take it seriously. You take what you do very seriously. And for those who may be watching, like when did you first get published? When did you land your first published gig?
I was published maybe 4 months after being a model. It was in, oh goodness, I'll be mad at myself. I can't remember the publication. Ooh, Nelly. It
It's
was
been so many. You was
Portfolio,
like,
Portfolio Magazine. Portfolio Magazine. I was published in Portfolio Magazine. That was the magazine I was published in.
shout out to
That was my
Portfolio
first
Magazine.
publication. I don't know about that because I don't now. No, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't agree with the quality of work, so no, I would not. That's why I haven't submitted to them in the. I'm gonna. I
Okay,
have
so
my
no shout
integrity.
out
I'm
to
sorry. I have my integrity. I don't shout them out, no, because I don't agree with how their quality of work is. I don't. It's shoddy work. So
And you know what?
no.
That brings me to my next question. Then I'm glad you said it. So being obviously you had an experience and you know how to move from there. How do you going forward from that point experience on? How do you choose what photographers you work for, and how do you find the magazines you feel is best fits you and what you do for your style?
Well, I research the magazines. I don't just go out and say I want to get published and just put forth my photos. I research the publication and I look at what their past magazines are. Um, yes, we can't tell the whole quality of the magazine until we actually purchase it for ourselves. But I look at it and see how maybe even how the models in the past and in the stories have opened it up and have seen it and everything like that. And you base the quality of a magazine on not just like how it looks on the outside, but you do. I mean, of course, you judge a book by its cover, but by the binding, about how the words look. They're not off center. You read it. It's legible. It makes sense that you understand that a person actually read it and
You're
it's
right.
clear,
Absolutely.
and I noticed that a lot of magazines don't take that time, and that's why I don't work with those magazines, because I want someone to take the time that has an editor that says, okay, they're going to read this, not just copy and paste, and that's what it is. Because I'll be honest, a lot of people in general don't know how to spell, have run-on
No, right.
sentences,
I know.
you know. So I mean, you really, and and you have pride in your work, yes, the model has pride in their photos, but as a magazine that they're submitting to, have pride in your work,
Right.
and that shows pride that you have read this, and maybe you had to go back to the model or back to the photographer and say, can you be clear about this? The sentence didn't make any sense. Or I see that you're missing the swimsuit. Do you have the designer, or was there no designer? Like these questions, so that you have I just feel like those are things that need to be
Right. Now,
stated
do
and
you
looked at
do
when.
you do you feel some magazines like as a upcoming, like not upcoming models who are just fresh into the industry, they want to hurry up and get published, and they just want to, so they can say they are published models, so they think they get to the bag quicker. In this industry is just, there's no shortcut, and you can try to say shortcut, but it's gonna have some kind of backlash at the end. Do you think there's some publications or that could make you or break you by rushing, as far as your image wise being portrayed in a certain light that you may not have really thought it through clearly, and like, dang, I shouldn't have did that because now I want to do this and I'm over here in this kind of magazine? Or do you think it's just a part of trial and error?
I would say those that, yes, versatility is important, However, I would suggest to a model not to do too many photos where she's naked, where
Mm,
she's nude, because you don't need all the photographers knowing what your body looks like. Like that's
right.
not necessary, you know. And also having that constantly out because yeah, we love our bodies, but still, you know, they won't see you in the same light. You're constantly having your body exposed, you know, or your ass out, or whatever the case may be, and then
Mm,
not be able to transition and they don't be able to see that versatility. And that's
right.
what I kind of pride myself in is being able to show constantly, like, this is a part of me, but this is not all I can offer. So don't get it twisted, you know, so it's about the versatility. And so I would say for a female to just be mindful of that. Even for a man, not let me say about models, feminine, any model, male or female, if you're interested in being able to transition, do not do, or I don't suggest you do a lot of photography that requires you to be nude.
Mm, okay. So starting off, you feel that they shouldn't do that type of photography. They should just, work in other areas of modeling until they get comfortable and know the business enough.
Mm-hmm.
They can branch off into that comfortably.
Yeah, because there's so many different lanes of modeling. There's like parts modeling. So people can just like I started going into that like venturing into different kinds of modeling, which is part modeling, where you can model your foot, model your hands, you know, and see how you can do that without having the rest of your body. How can you express yourself with just your hands and your feet? You
Mm,
know, or being able to just, you know, go into different just go into different lanes and see where you're comfortable because there's so many different there's like you know, high fashion, there's urban fashion, there's beauty, you
mm,
know, creative. Like there's so many different lanes that you can go into. You just have to find which one, you know, most goes with your spirit.
mm. Do you feel that there's a lot of competition out there? Or people like say if you come up with a concept, do you feel like there are people out there that just have ever bitten off your style or duplicated something that you've came up with? Like you know what, and being in the same circle.
I
Um,
mean, ego would tell me, would say yes. You know, my ego would say yes, but I don't, but then again, I don't know what somebody else was doing. You know, I know that a lot of times I might do several shoots in one day, you know, and post them throughout parts of the year. So a person might say, oh, you know, I did this first. Or, who really knows? It's only when you posted it. Will someone really know,
right.
you know, what you did? So I mean, that for that, I can't really say, but all I can say is that there's nothing truly new under the sun. So we can make different renditions of it. And I think that's
Right.
exciting. I think that is the part that makes it art is the fact that you're able to make it your own. Like you'll be able to see it some way. I mean, and you're able, I mean, some people will do it like exactly how they see it, but I'm
Right.
hoping that they'll put their own spin on it and make it their own.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Now with everything that you're doing, just being original, being a creative, always coming up with
Mhm.
ideas. Where do you get your inspiration from for different concepts?
I get my inspiration from just all over the place. It might be just from food. Like I love food. Like food is my favorite thing. So um I was on like a snack idea shoot and it stopped. Unfortunately it halted with the Doritos because I was doing like fruit shoots and different things with food and then it kind of stopped when I did the Doritos shoot, which is like one of my favorites that I was able to be creative with. And so, yeah, so I mean, I'm sorry, I lost track because I'm like, I'm thinking about,
You
damn,
start,
you
you
know, I
start
can't,
thinking about the different shoots.
I'm like, damn, you know, it's just upsetting because I haven't been really been able to, I mean, COVID didn't stop anything per se, but it did stop a lot of other things that I wanted to like work on and really, you know, have the ability to do. So
Right.
it is what it is.
So
But I'm just thinking about it.
how many magazines have you been published in as of today? If you kept track, because every time I turn around, I'm seeing you in another magazine, in the cover of this. I'm like, she is putting in this work over here. Like, who's your team? Who's the squad?
Honestly, you know what the thing is that I shoot with a lot of people. I shoot to publish. I tell people that I'm not shooting just to put on IG, and a lot of models
Smart.
do. do that. And that's why you're now labeled an Instagram model, because you're just doing it for Instagram. You're not doing it for any other purpose. And the thing is, like, if you really take this seriously, you know, you're going to be out there. You're going to, you know, and so I was published, goodness, it's just like each thing just comes to another. So I was first published in Portfolio, and then I wanted to be able to do my own thing and be creative. And so about 2 years ago, I was published on the cover of Full Bloom magazine with the Adam and Eve, my rendition of Adam and Eve. And so I was really excited about that. And everyone said it was really dope. And I was really excited because it was full of, it was just my expression of it. So, and I put it all together myself. I got the snake, I got the makeup artist. I was just like so excited that like, this was my own production. And so it's something that I do offer to be able to help other models. But I was so excited with my own production. And then that's when I was like, I'm going to do my own production. And then I met a photographer, shout out to the Super Ugly Movement. And he's like, you need to not just shoot for the local magazines, but you need to do, you know, try other magazines that are out here. Because I was just limited to like the 3 or 4 magazines that I knew. And so he helped me open my eyes to like all the different magazines out there. And then I really started to like then further my own research. And then I said, oh crap, I'm going international, baby. And then I got, and I was able to get published overseas in France. Malvi magazine was my first publication over there. So, and since then, thank you. And since then I've gotten published in like France and Germany. And so it's been exciting, you know, that I've been able to do that. But I actually have been asked as of recent, and I have 27 publications and 8 covers.
Wow, 27 publications and 8 covers. So you've been put now. How over what span a period of time are these publications? Like years, like 2-3 years?
I have got the thing is, I'm only the 20 are in this year alone. The 7
20 in this year alone. What? You gotta be the hardest worker.
The 7 are from a while ago. This year alone, they've been 20. So yes, 7 was before, and 20 in this year alone.
I'm like, baby girl, like, what you
yeah.
do? Babe Ruth numbers next year? Like, what's going on?
I don't, like I said, 2020 is my year. Like, you know, oh my goodness, 20 magazines in 2020. Oh, shit.
Come on now.
But I'm going for more than that. I'm going for more than that. But,
listen, I'm about to put the plug in right now. You know, if y'all need the publication, need assistance, I'm quite sure she got some consultation services, model services. Like, get with her. Yeah. She's been through the ropes. She's internationally published, not just locally, not nationally, international model. We're on live with the RC9 and RC9 interviews. Listen, you heard it here. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes. But I see. This is fun. I enjoyed this. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part.
No, this is good, you know, because, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm quite sure, you know, people don't know. And, you know, sometimes we see and we, you know, may think something else, but you've been manifesting things. You've been intentional and purposeful and strategic in your doings. And the fact that you broaden your horizon and your perspective of how far your reach can go. Now, tell me about your current audience. So now you're internationally published model. So now do you find that you gained a whole new audience from being internationally published? Has it changed dramatically, or is it just still trickling in?
I mean, it has changed. I don't know about so much as dramatic, because I look at the analytics, but I don't let that define what I'm doing and everything like that. Because I want to stay humble. I want to stay leveled, and I feel like that will have me kind of going crazy in one way or direction. The thing is that I'm doing it for the love of it. And when it starts doing it, I mean, I'm doing it for the people as well, in a way, because they say give the people what they want, and as far as the modeling and everything, but I'm also doing what is good with my spirit. And when you pay attention to some of those things, you kind of lose yourself, and you start giving more people about what they want than what you are. And I have to stay centered. That's the most important thing to me, is to be true to myself. And I will no, I won't give anything. I won't sell my soul for anybody. So
So
that's
you
what
focus
that
on
is.
you're focused on being true to you. It's like you know what direction you want to go and you know what you want and you execute it. Now, one of the questions here, I have a question here from Slim John. He asks, do you have just as many no's as yeses when meeting new publishers? Do you ever get turned
Yeah,
down?
I've gotten some. Oh yeah, I've gotten some no's, definitely. And some of them give you feedback on why they didn't accept your publication, and I mean your submission, and that's fine. Sometimes I have like found photos that I've submitted and but my thing is with me, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and it's also where for me it's three. I always like three shots you're out. So that's how I work. So if I give it to three publications and three people have denied it, then that means that I don't feel that it's quality to be published. And so I will put it on Instagram. It's for the people. It's not for me to be able to continue to build my brand and everything like that. It's just something to post.
Wow.
So.
So another question in here on this level asked, well, you said you're 5'8", you addressed it earlier, you're 5'8". But she said, do you feel that people put you in one category? Like, example, do they say no runway, just print, no high fashion, just urban? Do you feel like you ever boxed in? Like they say, you should definitely do this. And this is your lane.
No, I haven't received that yet. Like I said, I do my best to not be put into a box. So they may say, oh, she's simply trying to be a vixen and lingerie. And then I'll post, I don't know, something me wearing a ball gown. And then that changes that perception right there. And then you're like, oh, you want to put it there. And then I might do something cosplay. It's just, I want to be able to do what's fun, what's entertaining, and what's just, something that I haven't done that's outside the box for me. So.
Do you have any, are you plotting on any out of the box, new things you have coming up? And give us a hint of something that you have coming up that you're thinking about?
I have, oh my goodness, like I said, like you have no idea how, like, this was my idea. And I know somebody will eventually, I mean, it's been done before, but during the pandemic, I wanted to do it so bad, but I couldn't find a couch. And I'm going to tell you this story, right? So nobody was out on the streets, right? So I was like, it would be fun to put a couch on the Long Island Expressway or the Jackie Robinson and do a shot, put a lamp. It was going to put a rug down and have me having a book and, reading like that and everything like that. Wow. And I thought it was going to be so, and I could not find a couch. And when I did find a couch, it was so messed up. I didn't even trust sitting on it. I'm like, no, I'm not even touching this. I might catch, something just from touching this. So it was a bust. But that was something that I wanted to do when everything was shut down. But it was, oh gosh, just getting a couch, man. So it's just, but I do have so many. I do have things that I have saved up, that I haven't shot with and everything like that, because I'm still waiting to put all the pieces together. Like I said, I'm a patient person. I enjoy modeling. This is something that is not just a passion, but in a way, I live for it. I live to be able to see creativity. I love to be able to see people outside the box. I love to be able to have fun, with designers, photographers, whatever it might be, and to be able to bring their work to life, So when I do my shoots, it's for me. But when it's for a designer, it's a photographer, I want to make it to the best of my ability. I want to be able to sell their garment. I want to be able to sell that shot and make their vision come to life. So I've done a lot of different things. I put my hands in dirty water in the street to make to do a shoot. Like, seriously, I've climbed up on some things. I'll do what it takes. And so I think people appreciate that from me.
You wouldn't consider yourself as one of those the diva models, like, oh, I don't do this. Oh, I'm absolutely not doing this. Like, put your nose up at everything. You're pretty much willing to get your hands dirty if it makes sense.
I'm definitely willing to get my hands dirty. I mean, the only thing I won't do is anything that's going to really endanger myself and something that doesn't make sense. you
Right.
know, and something that I know that is no longer part of my value,
Mm.
I want to be compensated for the things I do. So for something that I've done a million times, I want to be compensated for that because I know what I'm bringing to the table.
How much has your value changed over the time you've been modeling, even from up until this day? We all have a starting point where we start out on our values right here, and then obviously
Hmm.
as we gain more experience and knowledge, our value increases. Um, how much has that revolved or turned over in your time of model?
Um, it's only changed really twice. I've changed my rates due to that. When I first started, I did everything, trade for pay, or even paying the photographer to shoot me. Then I did a shoot and it ended up in Essence on their online website. And that's when I changed my pricing. Because I was like, that's pretty lit. I haven't been, so, um, that's something that, I felt was a milestone, for myself. And that's really, actually, no, now I think about it, I have changed it like 3 times because my rate now is 75 an hour. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how do you stay competitive? Like, have you had any issues with those who you charge? Is it, oh, that's too much, or we want to use you, but and they do the bartering thing. We don't have the $75 an hour, but we do have this opportunity for you. Are you flexible in that regard?
It depends on what the opportunity is and also I'm even in therapy, sometimes we have to barter, so I'm not foreign to it, but there has to be something that I'm getting out of it, whether it's like a video we're doing and I get the video and it's gonna be a bang up job and you're just gonna give that to me as exchange, clothing if it's an exchange, or you're paying for my transportation because I live in Long Island. I have to use my gas and everything like that. I'm coming from further, and also you have to take into account, and a lot of people don't take into account models. We have to do a lot. We have to make sure that our body's in shape, make sure that we eat properly. I mean, if you really take it seriously, and I'm constantly having to put myself in the mind frame to go to the gym and everything like that. So I know that I like constantly put in work and just like I've gotten laxed and I realized like I can't even BS any like at all really because sometimes you get lax and you get lackadaisical and you don't want to do it and it's like no, you really have to put forth the effort if you really want to be at your maximum. You have to always make sure that you eat right, make sure that you work out, make sure that you're taking care of your skin, and that's a big part of it too. Models need to take care of skin. You think that yes, we have retouchers, but some people have to pay retouchers a lot of money to be able to fix your skin. So if I'm already coming with my skin with hardly any blemishes, then I feel like you should pay me for that because
Right.
that's less work for your retoucher to have to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like and if I'm doing my
I
own
definitely
makeup,
understand.
if I'm coming with my face already made and everything like that, I feel like that's important too because I'm not not that I have anything against drugstore, so no one misquote me, but I buy high end makeup. I'm in Sephora. Like it's ridiculous how expensive makeup is. So when people are saying, "Oh, just expect the model and for her to do it to do a trade for pay, or just not to pay her at all," like and sometime and maybe give her 2 of her photos and not all of the photos or whatever case might be, it diminishes what she's worth.
Right.
And I feel like I'm not going to allow someone to do that. So there's certain times I say, I don't let that be known to the world, but there's certain times that I'll have my um, trade for pay moments, and that'll be, whatever. I'll say, this is my quota for the year. I'll do 5 trade for pays or whatever case might be, just to keep myself fresh, try different things, work
Right.
with new
Keep the content
photographers and
going.
everything like that. And, and do it like that. But I give myself a quota,
So
without.
so talk about this. You do have your race, but I want to talk about for a moment because we've had conversations over a period of time about and how you even elevated and got to where you are right now. We just have regular conversations. Um, you have your race and you expect to be compensated for your talent and your time, but
Hmm.
also you also like you mentioned not only your makeup and just putting the work of working out and making sure you're fit and you're in uh a suitable condition appearance wise. So when you take these pictures come out as bomb as possible. But talk about how important it is to invest into yourself as a model. I'm talking about spending money on yourself, not only just for what we just talked about. Otherwise, like I don't care. I don't know if you ever taken any model classes or any.
Of course, of course, you have to
workshops.
invest in yourself daily, like going to workshops of reading, looking at other, like who you aspire to be, you know, and they say, who do you aspire to be? Who do you want to see? Who do you see yourself as? And honestly, I don't see myself as anybody in particular, but I know that I look up to Angela Bassett. And even though I have who I am, there's parts of her regalness, her dedication, her focus are things that I want to embody. So that's something that I'm going to continue to, you know, to have with me, you know, so that's really what you have to do. I pay for classes. Everybody has to pay their dues, you know, and learn from people, and never be ashamed to ask for help. You know, a lot of models just watch and don't open their mouths to ask. And like I said, a closed mouth won't get fed. So you have to ask questions, you know, and not be afraid, you know, what the answer might be. You know, there's always a way that we can improve on ourselves. And I realize that there's certain things that I have to practice and work at. Just recently, just to say, because I mean, I realize I'm not perfect. Because people say, oh, she thinks that she's all this and that. I know I'm not, because we had to do a mannequin turn, and a mannequin turn is a very slow turn. And I still go fast. I still go fast with my turn, you know, and when I do slow down, I'm like, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not as young as I used to be. Because it's like, it's just, and I was kind of in pain. And I was just like, you know what? I need to maybe do more yoga, do just different things so that I have this flexibility and I can be able to move slower, because I want to be able to, not saying that I'm going to be doing this like forever, but you know, I still want to have my body in tip top shape, you know,
Absolutely.
and I feel like I look good. I look good for my age now. And I just want to continue to be able to do that. You know, when I get 75, I want to be looking good. I want to be looking better than Jada Pinkett, because that's what everybody says. Like, she look good for her age and everything like that. I want to look better than her. I want to look better than Angela Bassett. I want to look better than, well, just good in general, you know? So,
I know
yeah.
that's right. So I have two questions. One is for the model category, one's for photography category. Since we are still on models,
Okay.
what are, like, if you were scrolling on Instagram and whatever social media platform you're on, and you see those who are posting pictures and into the whole modeling thing, what are some things that makes you cringe, like when you see other, whether it be male or female models, that you think is depreciating the industry that you're in? Like, people not make, like, models like yourself, they don't take you seriously because of the other nonsense they continually see, or things that's being allowed because these people are, you know, taking shortcuts, or not putting in the kind of work you're putting in, where taking care of yourself, investing in yourself, so on and so forth. You see it in the quality of work. What are some of the things that you see that just make you cringe? Like, why are you doing this? No.
What makes me cringe a lot of the times is when all you're portraying is your sexuality. Like, that is when I'm just like, if you're a model, then you're a model. You're not an ass. And that's what, you know, I realize that, I don't know if it's for the likes, I don't know if it's for the views, but I noticed that that's very popular. Like, just ass shots, you know, and for me, I'm like, if you're gonna see a little piece of the booty now, you know, you're not gonna see everything. Okay, that's safe for
So you
something
want
else, baby.
imply.
So, but they're just, you know, they're constantly, you know, putting that out there, and it's like, do you want to be seen as a model, or do you want to just be seen as a video vixen? They're two different things, and not that one's better than the other, but they have a specific lane. So it's like, which one are you picking? So that's a kind of frustration that I get, because if you're a model, then you're truly modeling. You're showing how you can go I'm sorry, I'm being tongue tied. That the spectrum is, there isn't one for you. You can do different things, and you're in different avenues. And if that, a video vixen is she's one dimensional. unfortunately. She's there to make the men drool. She's there to make, she's there to make, you know, people, the rapper look good. Makes us, she's a party. She's a good time, you know? So I don't, you know, if you really are a model, you're more than just a good time. And actually, it's funny that you say that, because it actually reminded me of a casting that I was at recently. I was at a casting. I was helping my brand ambassador, who I'm a brand ambassador for, get models. And one of the models, we asked her, like, why did you want to be a model? And she's like, for the parties and for meeting people. I'm like,
Is it for the
I was
parties?
like, no. I was like, she can't, no, we can't have her as be here, because she's not going to take it seriously. She might not come to the rehearsal. She's here to just have a good time. She sees it. She sees the lavishness of it. And the thing is that the lavish is for after. That's the after party, baby. Right. During it, it's work. You're sitting there for a runway show. You're getting there at 9 a.m., maybe 7 a.m. in the morning. You're sitting there all day. You might get fed. You might not. If you're lucky, you get fed. You're having to be in hair and makeup. You're sitting down until you have the designer's garment on. And then once you have the designer's garment on, you can't sit. So you got to stand the entire time. So it's like, don't put on your shoes, because then your feet will swell and you won't be able to walk down the runway. So it's work, and you got to be focused, and there's so much going on, and there's people yelling, and you just got to be on it. And to think that it's about having a good time and dancing and drinking, like, that's after, baby. That's the reward for doing a good job well done.
Put in the work.
And that's what the focus is. And so I feel like if that's your focus, you're not here to really be a model. You're not here to take your art seriously. You're here just to have fun, and this is just a moment in time for you.
You brought up a lot of good points, and it makes sense. Like, people have to understand, like this is art and should be taken seriously, because a lot of people put a lot of time. Not only the models with you guys have to do, especially with females, you have to do so much more than guys as far as hair, makeup, getting shape, you know, weight fluctuations, make sure your weight is maintained, and everything has to be almost damn near perfect for you guys, if you're taking it seriously. And so that brings me also to the photographers, because photographers and those, you know, not only the makeup artists, the hairstylists and everybody, they put their time and energy and effort in schooling and studies. And
teamwork makes the dream work. It's about teamwork. Everybody's position is important. And the thing is that we haven't, at least in the underground circuit, they haven't found a way to share the wealth, even if it's not monetarily. Share something. Everybody's still like trying to not share anything, and it's just like, it doesn't make any sense, because nobody's going to get far. You know, everybody's part is important, and people were like, oh, well, I'm not paying the model, I'm not paying the makeup artist, they're going to do it for trade for pay, and I'm the one that's going to get paid, you know, because I'm this or I'm that. And it's just like, no, everybody has to find a way to be able to help each other. A photo cannot be unless the model, unless the photographer, unless the makeup artist and the clothing is there. So what the hell, you know? And so I just feel like some people feel like one part is more important than the other. And that's why, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's me working backwards. And that's why everybody thinks I'm just cool with everybody. But I just feel like, you know, you just have to be able to just know that everybody must be appreciated, you know?
Yeah, I think it's comes with when having that common that understanding or learning that. If you don't have that, having people skills, just common courtesy, what I was looking for, that common courtesy and respect of everybody's time and talent. Like, not here to waste it. If you're here for a good time, then you just go to a party somewhere, get dressed up nice and go to a party and drink and turn up and have a good time. I wanted to address the photographers. I mentioned something about the models. What makes you cringe when you see models? What makes you cringe with photographers? If you're scrolling or if you're working with them, what are some things that has to be in place for Nichole when you're working with a photographer? That's number one. And number two, are there any type of photographers that you see that makes you cringe their work? Like, why are you only posting this type of this style of photography? Like, why you only post booty shots and supposed to, you know, spraying your portfolio with high fashion and urban and this. Because some
I
people have
mean,
issues with that.
honestly, if that's the art that they appreciate, then, it is what it is. Like, I appreciate the female form. Certain females, I'm like, he probably tried to sleep with this model. That's why she has the shoot, because I don't understand any other. I mean, maybe that's just me throwing shade, but I just feel like, okay, maybe because the posing, is just like, that's not a real model. That's just that's just a woman that he said, oh, I want to have sex with you. So have you ever thought about modeling, baby? I'll put you in front of my camera, and, and they just started posing and everything, and that's how they got it. Because I mean, there's good photographers out there that respect the craft and everything like that. And there's some photographers that just are creeps behind a camera, and you have to recognize the difference. But ones that make me cringe are photographers that don't understand their lighting. When it's shadows where some people have artistic, but when you see it all the time, like, okay, the shadows are like a little off, or the coloration is off, like us dark skinned beauties, some photographers have a hard time and they make us orange or red or something else, and it's just like, when you see a photographer doing that, stay away.
Red flag.
You don't want to deal with that. Also, photographers that might have like really grainy photos, where the pixels are off and everything like that. So you want to be able to zoom into a picture and still be able to see it, and it not be grainy and everything like that. And that's just from me working with photographers and asking questions. Like, I think a lot of models, and this is just education, because I'm just here to educate now, I feel, is that you want to be mindful of asking the photographer questions. Don't just get behind his camera and say, oh, you're going to shoot me, and because I'm excited to be shot, I'm not going to ask any questions. Right. You want to ask, what are you shooting? What's your camera? Learning about it. Because you can actually tell what the photographer is focusing on in the shot, what's clear and what's blurry. And you can see like, oh, okay, so he was shooting right directly in my vagina area, because everything else around here is in focus and everything else and so you be able to see pay attention and ask the photographer questions. And I don't think that enough models ask the photographer questions, or even kind of see why they do the photography that they do. Well, I see that you do a lot of black and white. Is there a reason for that? Because maybe they don't know how to do color. Maybe they don't know how to do any color. So then that if you want a colored photo, you'd have to go to a retoucher, because that's why they always do black and white, because they can't, that's not good for them. So you have to ask questions and get to know, the person behind the camera, So yeah, build a relationship. You're going to be with this person, get to know who they are.
Wow, and that makes a lot of sense, because once again, you're putting your time and effort into it. Now, have you ever been on set where a photographer has absolutely not even barely speaks to you? He just click, 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 and leave it up to you to just pose and do what you do.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. That's upsetting, because I can't see what's going on, and I'm a person that likes direction. If you see something I don't, because if I had another one of me looking at, and sometimes if a photographer doesn't say anything, I'll kind of look for a mirror, or hope that there's a mirror around, so that I can actually shift it towards so I can see myself and how I'm shooting. Because you want to be able to see that, because some photographers don't pay attention to that. They might not notice, or even care for that matter, if there's lipstick on your teeth, or, there's a hair in your eye and they're not paying, those are things that the person needs to pay attention to. So I always encourage someone to, not even just for safety reasons to have another person with them, but for that reason alone, to have someone that's looking out for you, that wants you to be your best, and say, oh, maybe you should put your foot down here, or, poke your foot, your toe here. And, a person that's going to, be there for you, because the photographer, not all of them, but some of them, can, they're not focusing on the whole picture. They're just focusing what's in their lens.
Wow.
So.
Wow. So yeah, it seems like it's a lot. It's a lot to take in consideration, and you just explaining everything and what you in the time we've been on here, just let us know that how serious it is to really do your due diligence and know who you're working with, know what you want, and how it should be. Like it's a lot. Like this stuff you
And that's
can't
why you're so A1. That's why you're so awesome, because you know all this.
talk about it. Talk
Yes, you be killing it with the photos. So yeah.
I'm still on the grind. We all like all of us. We all still learning. Always room for improvement. But it's a lot. It's a lot to learn. And somebody had asked earlier, and I wanted to know this for myself too. Someone had asked him here earlier about here we go. I'm gonna bring it up here. Slim John, have you thought about starting a foundation to help other models that struggle for that extra oomph to make it? I don't know what the rest of it say after that, but
people have said I should start an agency. That's a lot of work. I don't feel like I've made it to where I want to be able to do that. Now, offer consultations. Yes, I'm currently offering that. I do $20 an hour for a conversation because you can talk about a lot within an hour. So I feel like that's really reasonable to get the information that I have. But I really don't.
Yeah, not right now. So when it's all said and done, and we're going to talk about your other exploits and other ventures you have going on. When it's all said and done in the modeling realm, I mean, I don't know how long you plan to go with it if you would transition to other styles of modeling as you get older and older. But when it's all said and done, what do you want? What do you want people to know about your career and what you have accomplished in your career as a model, as a creative, as just a dope individual in this realm? What kind of stamp do you want to leave in this industry as a model?
The stamp that I want to leave is that I was true to myself, that I was continued to have integrity, that I was able to uplift and be able to. I feel like our job, and maybe that's just from me doing the therapy side. Like I said, that my background is helping. Even when I see modeling, I see it as a helping thing because I'm assisting, the photographer, the designer to get the look that they want to get. So I want to be known as a person that made a difference to be able to help people get to the next level. That as Black people, we don't have to be crabs in a barrel, that we can uplift each other and not feel threatened in any kind of way. So that's kind of what I want to be. I want to it's like the spirit of love and kindness, and I feel like that's what we need more of. We are very much backbiters and all of that kind of thing, and I just don't want that present. And that's what I always want to uplift other models and build them, and just like, you're awesome. When some models, I hear them say, oh, I'm too big for this, you better shut up, you better keep your mouth quiet.
Stay humble. Sit down.
Because there's people that aren't as fortunate, and we have to think about it, that we are grateful, and I'm grateful to be able to have the opportunity to be able to help other models and other Black women like myself. And like I said, that's what my LLC, and just why I end my videos and everything the way I do. Always keep your crown straight. I want people to know that to stay centered and stay true to themselves. Like we are, like I said, we are multifaceted, but stay on that level, stay on a path where your spirit is. Don't let people pull your spirit in different directions, because that's how we can sometimes miss our blessings. And I just really want to encourage everybody to be aligned, stay focused, and keep building. Like I see so much for our people. It's just like, I know, it's like, I see so much for our people. And that's why I say, I always keep your crown straight. Like, come on, we got this. We can uplift each other. We can build. We can be so much more than what we're doing right now. We're often low vibrational because of our past generational curses and everything like that. But we are the first people. We are better than this. We are better than this. So I just want to continue to have that shine in my work and how I interact with people. And like I said, always keep your crown straight is my LLC. I'm starting off with my hair oil because everyone's like, oh, because your crown is one of your more important things. Like, this is my hair, you know. And like I said, I got into modeling to see lock models and everything like that. So I have my hair oil that's going to be coming out next year.
Okay.
And then also a part of that is the mental health piece and doing seminars and stuff like that to help Black women, Black youth, because we need guidance, we need love, and we have so many insecurities, especially in the entertainment business, that we no longer love ourselves. And the plastic surgery industry is winning. They are skyrocketing in how much money they're making off Black people that were actually going overseas. I mean, yes, she wasn't Black, but a model just like was killed from doing plastic surgery in Brazil or something like that. And I just feel like we need to love ourselves. And in the entertainment business, it's like we hide. We're the biggest mask having people in the world because we put on this facade for the people and everything like that. I try to always be authentic. That's why I share my pain when I'm not, you know, and maybe it might people like, oh, she's too open, she shares too much and everything like that. But I want people to know me. You know, like I said, I traveled a lot, I moved around and everything like that. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up because I was constantly moving. So yes, it's social media, but a lot of these people I do meet, and I want them to, when they introduce themselves, that they feel like they already know me. We can already talk. We can already they have a comfort. They're knowing that they're with their brethren. They don't have to feel like I'm going to be malicious to them, that I'm going to have any harm. I'm going to have any ill will towards them. It's nothing but love and peace over here. You know, I might give you the side eye, but but it's all love still. Like, okay, look how you did that.
I'm human. At the end of the day, I'm human. You know, we all human. but you know what? It's like you're a special agent in this modern world because of what you do in the therapy and the mental health realm. You could really sift through a lot of the stuff that, you know, that people may be blindsided by. And like you was talking about self-care before, and in this industry, we're vibrating at a lower frequency because we're getting our validation from the wrong sources, you know, from, you know, looking to the left, looking to the right. And I like what you're saying by keeping your crown on straight. You know, keep your crown on straight. You know, when I think about that, I think about being level-headed. You know, being your authentic you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's why I just, you know, keep my crown on straight. You know, I got my king crown. I gotta keep glowing. You understand what I'm saying? I keep glowing.
Exactly. You know, I mean, like I said, it's really for us to be able to love ourselves, and I think a lot of people in this industry lack the love for themselves, and sometimes that we have to, that's why everyone's like, oh, I need to unplug, you know, from the matrix and stuff like that. You do have to unplug. And that's why I say I don't really pay too much attention to the analytics, because I'll be like, oh my goodness, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Like, no, you know, it's going to happen but I need to just be true to myself. And those that understand my journey, know me, like me, are going to follow me, going to be a part of my, you know, my mission, and, you know, and I can always show love back because I'm not a person that is above, you know, showing appreciation and showing love back. Like, you need me to help shout you out, help your business and stuff like that. Let's work, you know.
Well, how do you address the concerns with people? Because we know, you know, this day and age, everybody's about, like you said, the analytics. They're about the numbers. They're about, I have to have a certain amount of followers. I have to have a certain amount of likes. Like, how do you control that when this whole social platform and the way people view you is by the numbers? Like, how do you keep your crown on straight? And what tips would you give?
It's hard. Like I said, I'm human like everybody else. So, you know, I sometimes look at other people's pages and I'm like, she got 1,000 likes for that? I'm way better than her. I don't got 400 for this. Like, y'all bugging. But, you know, that's my humanness. That's my ego. Like I said, everything happens in God's time. So what's for me. And that's what keeps me grounded, honestly, because otherwise I would be going crazy and being like, oh, you do that comparison. Why her, or why not me? You know, and it's like, it is going to be me, but maybe that just wasn't my time. Not every, you know, just everything I apply for might not be good for me, you know, and I might not have the the foresight to be able to see that, you know, and sometimes in this business, things move very, very quickly. So you don't always get a chance to stand back and let me check out this opportunity. Sometimes you're already in it and you realize it's the snake pit and it's already too late. So it's sometimes, so I always have to keep myself like grounded and be like, is this really what I want to do? And have to be quick on my feet. Like, okay, let me ask all the questions I need to ask right here and now so that I can be authentically me.
Wow. So, and that's good. It's like you got your head on straight. Once again, you give a lot of people a lot of jewels out here on both sides, and that's for all of us because we all are caught up in this social media matrix. It
can be. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I had done a shoot one time, and I posted it, and it didn't do that well, and I was so proud of it, and I was like, when it first came, I was like, fuck all of y'all. Excuse my French. But I was just like, yo, y'all don't appreciate this work that I just dropped. But, you know, it's just like, maybe they just weren't feeling it. Maybe, you know, I posted at the wrong time. And those are things I do pay attention to with that part, about the time of posting. Not really about, you know, what the comments are and stuff like that, but the time of posting because of Instagram and everything like that. Not everybody can see your post. So it does make a difference in the timing of your posting. So that, unfortunately, I have to pay attention to if I want my stuff to actually be seen. But as far as the comments and stuff like that, no.
But it seems like everything you're doing with a purpose anyway, because you got onto game, you know, somebody, you know, pulled your coattail and now you just don't post and get stuck in that mold of being an Instagram model. Now you're like, I'm a published model. I'm whatever I'm doing to get published or get some kind of monetary gain over some way, shape, or form. I'm benefiting off of it instead of just doing it for the clout. You know what I'm saying? They said some people do anything for the clout. And so and I'm glad you have a good perspective with that. So you know, as far as your hair care products and everything else is going on, so, you know, more than, you know, a model, you know, you got your
definitely. Entrepreneur, everything. We trying to reach goals. We're trying to, you know, generational wealth. And I feel like everybody is on that kind of train right now. And so we need to stay focused, you know, and that's what it is. It's about, you know, improvement and progression. And I'm about it with everybody else. So if that's what you're about, let's get it.
Let's get to it. And brand ambassadorships. You know, how many are you a brand ambassador for several companies right now, or are you?
I'm a brand ambassador. I'm a brand ambassador for the Snatch Room, which is a lingerie company. And their stuff is really cute. I like it. It's cute. They also have clothing and stuff like that. They have a whole bunch of other stuff as well, but their lingerie is really cute. So I'm a brand ambassador for them. I'm a brand ambassador for Brooklyn Isla Jewels, and he is a fashion designer out of Brooklyn. Actually, now he's in Astoria, Queens, but he is out of Brooklyn himself. He's also a music artist, and I do his clothing and his accessories. I'm also a brand ambassador for My Melanin, which is a Black-owned company that they sell different tapestries and clothing that are African prints. So to say it, just you know, the short thing of it. So yeah, those are who I'm a brand ambassador for. I'm not always looking for brand ambassadorship, but I'm looking to work with brands that are aligned with what I'm trying to do, that are Black owned, because all the companies besides Brooklyn, which he's a Puerto Rican, they still Black. So, you know, I have all my Black. I have a company with all Black. All Black businesses, you know, like I said, I'm about uplifting my people. So if it's in line with that, you know, then that's what I'm for.
Have you thought about, other than you know, your hair products, have you thought about starting your own line of clothes, like clothing line or shirts, you know, apparel, head wraps, something from you know, dealing with the natural?
I was creating merchandise. I have it upon request. I have t-shirts that have my likeness on them. I have lighters, because a lot of the people that follow me smoke weed, and because I have locks, people automatically assume, which is fine. So being part of that culture, I do sell lighters that have my likeness on them. But I take them as requests, so people can reach out to me and I fulfill the orders that way. But I do have merch and everything's available. I don't advertise them as much. You can go on my links and get to most of my items, but that's really how I do everything. Everything is by request.
Everything's by request. And so, are you on any other social media platforms other than Instagram? Are you on Twitter or anything, or Facebook?
I don't. I'm on Facebook as K Nichole Wallace. I'm on Model Mayhem. I'm on KVAR, which is a website that you can either be on it for free or you can pay to be a part of it, and that's where you can go for your publishing, for your publication. So I'm on that as well, as one of their premium models. And I mean, if you count Snapchat, but
have you tapped into this Clubhouse yet?
I've seen it. I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, and I haven't seen anyone that I know that's really a part of it. I know I've seen models, but I'm not close with them. I mean, I could reach out, but I don't want them to sell me on it because they're promoting it to sell it. So of course they're going to sell me on it. So I don't want their biased opinion. I want someone that's trying it and getting to see their opinion on it. So I don't know too much about it yet. Do you? Do you know much about it?
I just tapped in today.
Oh, okay.
I tapped in today, and this I want to say it's a whole new world.
Really? Okay.
That's another. We'll talk about that offline, but it's good. Though. It's good. It's good. But I see that's a new thing, and I've been seeing it.
I might check it out.
Yeah, I've been circulating heavy in this month, and you only could get in unless somebody's got an invite, send you an invite. You can't just hop on like an Instagram or Facebook. You can't just sign on. Somebody got to invite you. That's the crazy part. Yeah. But it's good. But I really appreciate you for taking your time to talk with us tonight.
Of course, I thank you for having me.
Yeah, and don't you got a birthday coming up? Not too far out. My birthday's coming around soon.
It's far. It's in May. I have a whole.
Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? You're right. We did a couple of shoots, and I'm thinking like, okay, because I remember doing a birthday shoot.
And that's still up on my page, and that's still one of my favorites. And it was fun and sexy for 35, but for 36 we're gonna do a little bit more.
You 35?
Maybe more upscale for it. Yeah.
Oh my God. You was old.
Yeah. I know. That's what I said when I'm doing the mannequin. No.
No, I'm playing.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because my body telling me the truth. And when I do the runway, they're like, "Oh, your feet hurt." I be like, I'm walking down the line, gospel, like. Well, so no, the feet. Not gonna be doing runway too much. But I love print, and I'm gonna go into acting. So that's the next thing to do.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good way to go. Now, just real quick, this is my last question. Being though you just stated your age, 35 years old, do you think there's a age appropriate criteria? Or is anything age appropriate? Like when you're in the model industry, how you see some models like it's like you too old to be doing this, or you have kids, or you should be doing it because you getting up there now. Leave that to the young kids. Leave that to the ones in the 20s and stuff. Do you think
I feel like there's an age appropriateness on how you do it. Like you can still be naked, you can still be sexy, but it's on how you do it. You can't do it with, the 6-inch, stripper heels and everything like that. And 45. No, that's not cute. That's not cute. We're not doing it at that age. You're going to make it, sexy, sophisticated and everything like that. And you can still show off, your goods, your assets, whatever you feel. But, there's a way to do it so that it's age appropriate. So that's all I care about. It's like, you're doing it age appropriately, So, but this baby face can do a little bit longer.
Right. We found a view. You can go a little bit longer. Because you're not talking like this. But that body be like, hold up now. You can't bend it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Mess around, have a big game on you the next day.
So,
it's the knees. Talk about it. The knees.
Exactly. I'm not Meg the Stallion shoot. I give it up to her. All people got the knees like that. Popping corn over here.
I know that's right. Come on. So know we're geared up for like 40 magazine publishers next year since you know knocked it out the park this year. You know?
I would really like to do more creative work with other models. I did a lot. I focused on me a lot this year, and I wanted to do that, but I feel like next year I'm gonna help more models with their shoots if they ask. You know, I'm not trying to just put it out there and you know, but if models are looking to get assistance to help their shoots be more, then I'm willing to assist.
Also, getting that creative director realm, that consulting realm, like let me help
Yeah,
you with
I
your
mean, I'm
visual
doing it
board.
now, but it's on a small scale, so I'm gonna do it more so. You know, I did like 4 this year, and I feel like I can do about maybe 8. You know, that's what I'm gonna go for, the goal.
So eight.
Yeah, like help
Let's
8
get it.
different,
I
you
like that
know, do
number.
8
That's the
shoots
number
now.
of new beginnings. 8. The number 8.
Uh,
I like that number right there. Nice curvy
yeah,
number. Same.
exactly. Put it to the side, affinity.
Talk
Um,
about it. Talk about it. But this is definitely good. Like really having you on here. You dropped a lot of nuggets. You helped a lot of people. I know we got a wealth of information on here, and we're going to definitely
yeah,
you know
I hope it
this.
did help.
Share this with others, and you've been doing your thing. Continue to do your thing. I know you're going to elevate higher. I know your goals for next year is going to be bigger, deeper, higher. So we just pray
Definitely.
stay safe out there. You know, in this crazy world with this coronavirus and everything else is going on in it.
Same to you. Same to you.
Yeah, definitely. And we will be in touch, and we will do a follow up with you because we want to know what's going on with with the hair care products and everything else that you're going to get into. And I want
I
everybody to
would
know
love
to
that.
make sure. Yeah, and everybody on here, if you don't follow K Nichole already, please do so. Support her. You know, like her
Yes, I'll follow
pictures,
you
what
back.
have you. Right, and she'll follow back. And if you want to collaborate with her, work with her, DM her. If you need assistance on your set with getting together, get some tips, I'm quite sure she'll reach out a helping hand to you.
Yeah.
She's a dope individual. I've worked with her several times, and it's always good vibes. Every time we talk, it's good vibes, good energy only.
Yes, definitely.
So.
Definitely.
Okay, Nichole, thank you so much. You have a blessed night, and we'll be talking soon.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. And above all, always keep your crown straight.
Always keep your crown straight. Let's get it. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You're rocking with RC9IN's RC9 interviews. All y'all who checked in, be sure to go ahead and share this, review it. If you had just came in, we rocking on here for about 92 minutes or so. Thank you, K Nichole, for taking your time to come in. She's doing great things out there. DM her and let her know how you like the interview. And also follow us on YouTube. All our interviews that we have on here on Instagram, we also have it on our YouTube page under the same name, RC9 Interviews, RC9 Visions. You can easily find it. It's the link also in the bio that will lead you to the previous interviews. We have some great things up and coming from 2021. We are going to do something new on Tuesdays. Starting next Tuesday, we have a therapist that we're going to have on here. We're going to be tapping in with therapist Tiffany every Tuesday. So anybody who needs any kind of help, you can't afford a counselor or a therapist, and you need some free therapy, check in with us every Tuesday night with therapist Tiffany. We're tapping in with therapist Tiffany L. We're going to be talking about everything related to our community, our culture, our race, what's going on in this world, and how it relates to us and is affecting our mental health and families. So we have that every Tuesday night starting next Tuesday. The rest of this week, we're dedicating to models only. We're doing our own RC9 Interviews Fashion Week. So if you know any models that want to get on, that want to be interviewed, doing great things and need exposure, tell them to DM us, hit us up, and we'll check them out. And if they fit the criteria, we'll bring them on and let you meet them as well. So with all that being said, thank you for tuning in to the RC9IN, RC9 Interviews. I'm your host, RC. May you have a God bless night, and may you stay safe out there. And happy holidays, everyone. God bless.